Hi guys, so today we're going to go over graphing quadratic inequalities. We've already graphed quadratic functions, so the general premise will be the same, meaning, remember oppo samo. So since this is plus 2 and it's outside of the parentheses, that tells you how many times it goes upwards or downwards in samo, so it will go up 2 units. Up 2 from what? From x squared. So notice that I gave you the parent graph for when y equals positive x squared, parabola is facing upwards, and when y equals negative x squared, when the parabola is facing downwards. So we're going to use the first parent graph where it's a positive amplitude, and notice the parent function points are 0, 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 1. So those parent function points will go up 2. So instead of at 0, 0, my vertex is at 0, 2. Instead of 1, 1, I'm going to also move up 2 points. And instead of negative 1, 1, I'm going to also move up 2 points. And then I'll graph my parabola. However, make sure that you check the inequality. If it has a less than or greater than symbol, you're going to graph using a dotted line. And if it has a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to symbol, then that's when you graph using a solid line. So in this case, I'll graph this parabola using a dotted line, which is one of the differences between graphing an equation and an inequality. And then also the other part will be shading. You don't just have one answer, you have a range of answers that you could choose. So notice that it says y is less than. So I'm going to shade below the parabola. Where I am shading, these points are solutions, meaning any of these xy points, like I'm just going to keep it simple, 0, 0. That is a solution of this inequality, and you can prove it by replacing the x with 0 and replacing the y with 0, and it'll say 0 is less than 2, which is true, so it works. All right, so moving on to absolute values. Same thing, I gave you the parent graph when it has a positive amplitude and negative amplitude, and notice inside of the absolute value, remember the oppo samo, inside is plus 1, so we do the opposite. It says plus 1, so we go to the left 1. And samo, outside the parentheses or absolute value, will say negative 2, so that tells me how many times to go upwards or downwards, and we do the same as it says. Since it's minus 2, down 2. So we're going left 1 and down 2 from the parent function points, which is still 0, 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 1. Just remember absolute value is in the shape of a V rather than a U like a parabola. So instead of 0, 0, I'm going left 1, down 2. Instead of going to 1, negative 1, I'm going to go left 2 and down 1. And instead of the point 1, 1, I'm also going to go left 2 and down 1. So this will be my parent function point. Guys, I mixed that up. So it's supposed to be left 1 and down 2. So let's start that again. 0, 0, I'm going to go left 1, down 2. Instead of negative 1, 1, left 1, down 2. And then instead of at 1, 1, I'm going to go left 1 and down 2. So this is where my V will be. Notice this time it has an equal sign underneath the inequality. So I'm going to connect with a solid line. And then it says greater than or equal to. Y is greater than or equal to. I'm going to shade above the graph. So any one of those points will work. Again, I'm going to keep it simple. Let's go with 0, 4. So x is 0, y is 4. If I replace that in, x is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 minus 2 is negative 1, and 4 is greater than negative 1. So if I replace the x and y's with the values that I chose, it's going to be a true inequality. All right, guys, I hope this helps.